we hit a very, very, very sweet spot. There's a lot of gold. Check this out. Holy crap. That's just from 2 buckets. What's going on, guys? Justin here, X4 Prospecting. It's the weekend, you know what that means. I'm back at the creek looking for more gold. And, well, in the last episode we did some sluice comparisons, some matting style comparisons. We ran the miner's moss and expanded metal versus the dream mat. And, well, I only ran 4 buckets. So, I have the same snuffer bottle with me today. It's in the bucket over there. I did not do the weigh-in for that gold. So I'm just going to take what I find today. I'm going to add it to that snuffer bottle and we'll do a final reveal of how much gold we find. I'm probably only going to run about 4, maybe 6 buckets today. So maybe a combined total of about 10 buckets. And yeah, let's see what we get out of it. I think the last spot I was working at, where I was shoveling straight into the sluice, I was finding some nice, decent flower gold right there. So that's where I'm gonna pick up today and go ahead and start filling some buckets up. I've got the dream mat set up in the sluice. It's all ready to run. Let's get to it. All right, so there's the sluice. About to throw that bad boy up in the creek and our sluice pad that's already been pre-made. And where I'm going to be digging is right here. So it's about 2 feet from the bank, right in this area. I was starting to find some nice flower gold right there. So that makes complete sense because I'm gonna pan you guys around and show you where the creek comes through. So you got the creek, it comes this way, sharp bend, but when it's in flood stage, you can see all that flood debris that's built up along these 2 trees right here, and it kind of comes in, and when it's in flood stage, that water's just coming right through here. And the first spot your water and your materials are going to come across that basically creates a point where the gold can fall out at is right along in here behind these big rocks that have been piled up. So that's going to create that low pressure point and allow your gold to fall out right there. So you can see where the fast moving water is. Doesn't have any silt on top of the rocks or anything like that. Then you come over here and look at all that silt that's on top of these rocks. That means that it's a low pressure point, allows the silt to drop out, which also allows your gold to drop out. So without much further ado, let's go ahead and set the sluice up right there, unpack some buckets, and start filling them up. I'm going to be classifying down to 1/4 inch with my arbor classifier right there. We're going to see if we can go ahead and fill up 2 buckets and start sluicing some material and finding some gold. That's what we're looking for right there. Alright, we have our 2 buckets ready to go, about halfway full for each of them. And before we start running that, I'm going to go ahead and show you the gold from the previous episode. So that right there is what was in the snuffer bottle from the previous episode. Let's see if we can make a nice fat line all the way across here. If with today's gold. So we're about to start running buckets 1 and 2, and hopefully we will be adding to that gold, and that'll be the first official weigh-in for May. So let's get to it. Alright, got the sluice looking like it's running pretty good. Got the bubbles out of the microcell dream mat here. Let's go ahead and start running some material. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, the box looks like it's clearing really nicely. I like this bright green mini cell mat down here. You can really make sure that the material is clearing properly. You can see it nice and bright. See, those cells look packed, but just give it 1 second and you'll see every cell's doing its job. It's exchanging, getting the lights out, and depositing the heavies. And it just constantly does that. Alright guys, we're just about done with this first bucket, so I'm gonna run this bucket and then we'll run bucket number 2, and we'll come back and show you how we did for our first run of the day. Alright, we have buckets 1 and bucket 2 run, and I have our cleanup here. I'd say we're on a pretty good little deposit of gold. Check this out. Look at all that. It's quite a bit of nice gold in there. So we'll add that to the snuffer bottle and go ahead and fill up a couple more buckets. Let me show you our hole here. And we're getting deeper. Alright, we're gonna get back to it. Alright guys, we just got buckets 3 and 4 filled up, ready to run. So bucket 3, bucket 4 hit a nice little clay layer that I was finding in the other spot where I was finding all the nice flower gold. About the same consistency to it, so hopefully this is going to be a good run here. Alright, let me get the tripod all set up and start running some material. Alright, here we go. Bucket number 3. Get my glove on. Oh yeah, that looks like nice, nasty goodness. So when I shake my hand in the box like this, I'm really just breaking apart all this clay, letting it run down the box. Alright guys, we just got done running bucket number 3. We're about to start running bucket number 4, and then I will come back to you guys and show you how we did with these 2 buckets, and I'll show you our cleanup. Alright guys, we just got done running buckets 3 and 4, and ooh, we hit a very, very, very sweet spot. There's a lot of gold. Check this out. Holy crap. That's just from 2 buckets. 2 half 5-gallon buckets. Man. Look at that. That's amazing. Whew. Well. So that's good, but unfortunately I have to meet my wife and my in-laws at my house in Salisbury, so I've got to meet them there at 4, and it's 2 o'clock right now. So I'm gonna try and fill up at least 1 5-gallon bucket and run it before we have to leave. If we can get 2, we're definitely gonna get 2. So I'll come back to you guys when we got our next buckets filled up, and buckets filled up, and we start running that, and yeah, we'll go from there. That's amazing. Alright guys, we got the last bucket we're going to do today, bucket number 5, and it is completely full. Well, 3/4 of the way full, just because of the way the arbor classifier sits down in the bucket. So I was bottoming out the arbor classifier. Alright, let's go ahead and Make sure the sluice is running right. Go ahead and get the air bubbles out and start running this material. All right, bucket number 5. Let's do it. Oh yeah, look at that. Just making a couple fine-tuning adjustments there. Yeah, I slowed the box down a little, even more than what it was earlier. That way, seeing how small that gold is, I want to allow as much possibility or as much time as I can for that gold to fall out into these cells. So as I've said before, I watch this set of cells right there, making sure that they're rotating before I put my next handful in most of the time. Alright guys, we're going to finish running this bucket, last bucket of the day, bucket number 5, and we'll come back to you guys when we have a cleanup done. Alright guys, we just got done running the last bucket for the day, and here's how we did. It's gotta be the best single bucket run I've ever done. Look at that. That is a lot of gold for just one bucket. Whew. Alright, I'm going to snuff that up and then I'll do a quick snuffer dump and then we'll head out for the day. Alright guys, I just did our snuffer dump for the past 2 days. I did 4 buckets yesterday and I did 5 today, so total of 9 buckets, and here's the gold. That ain't bad. Alright, so we'll get that home, draw it up, throw it on the scale and see what it weighs for the first weigh-in of the month. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for me today on the creek. Found quite a bit of nice flower gold today, so it's pretty cool. Well, we had a good time out here running the dream mat, and yeah, we only did 5 buckets, but we found quite a bit of good gold. So alright guys, till next time, we'll see you guys at home on the scales with our first weigh-in. Alright guys, we have made it back to the scales. First weigh-in of the month. This is going to be the first weigh-in of May, so let's go ahead and see how we did for those 2 epic days. Saturday we did the sluice comparisons, the Miner's Moss versus Dream Mat, and well, to be honest, I think the Dream Mat outperformed the Miner's Moss. And then on Sunday we hit a very rich deposit of nice flour gold. So let's see how much we weigh up for both days. So I'm just gonna go with a 0.180 because that's what it just weighed up to a second ago, and I already did my calculation based on that. So that brings our 2022 total to 5.418 grams. It's not too bad. And I have a special announcement. So in a recent post, I was telling you guys about an adventure sluice that I am going to be giving away, and this is the reason why. That is right, my wife is pregnant and we're having a little baby girl, so I'm super stoked about that, hence the pink gold pan. She's gonna be a little gold panner out there with me. She's gonna be digging it with her dad. So all you have to do, comment on this video, give it a thumbs up, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and the next video after this video I will announce the winner, so that'll be roughly 7 days after that. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for this this video, and make sure you guys check out my Patreon page, and yeah, we'll catch you guys on the next episode. With that, we are out.